online. I don't have a choice right now. It's not that I don't want to go look at the properties or anything like that. I would love to go do that. But right now, I'm just not in a situation where I have anybody to help, watch her, and I just can't just go and drive around and do that. I just can't right now.
Okay.
So, unfortunately, I have to cut corners or whatever you were saying. I'm not trying to cut corners, but I just don't have any other way to provide you with any deals unless I look online. That's the only way I can do it right now.
Okay. I understand, yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure you understand. I'm not trying to, cheat or...
No. I'm not. I didn't imply that. I basically wanted people to understand that if our goal is to show you how to make money, right? I don't want people to have the illusion or get frustrated that, well, I can't make money because this system does not work for me. Okay, every system has a process. Okay, and I understand that you have a little bit. How old is your baby?
She's 11 months.
11 months. Okay, yes. Okay, so and you want to work online. Okay, and you want to try to figure out a way. Okay, so we're going to get to a stage where I will teach you. Okay, every little step you could take online. You understand? Where you'll be able to accomplish some of the deals or some of your goals without necessarily having to go out, okay? But eventually, you're going to have to go out. You understand?
Oh, no,
okay.
I know. And okay. I'm fine with going out later, but it might be a while before I can do that. I mean, we don't have any family here. I don't have any close friends near me. They're all far away. There's really nobody to watch her. So, and my husband works all the time. He has mandatory overtime. He might work, 4 overtime shifts, where he's working over 40 hours in 2 days. I mean, he's working constantly. So I'm like a single parent. I don't have any help at all. So that's why I look online, because otherwise I wouldn't even be able to do this at all. So I'm, trying to do it by your rules, but I can only do so much right now. So my question for you is I have 2 questions. First, I have a property that's a mobile home, and he's asking for $16,000, and I asked him, what does he think the property's worth, and he says it's worth $99,000. Okay, so then he says, here, go on Zillow, you can see that it's worth $99,000. I'm only asking $16,000, and obviously it needs work, it needs repairs. So I just don't want to submit it, and then you say, oh, it doesn't have a permanent foundation, it's only worth $5,000, and then waste your time. Okay,
so now this property...
It doesn't have a permanent foundation.
Well, let's look at it real quick. I mean, I'll pull it up right now. What's the address of the property?
Okay. It's One Pool Circle, and it's pool as in Poole, and it's in Ellenwood, Georgia.
Ellenwood, right?
Basically, Ellenwood, yes, Georgia.
Okay, how do you spell it? Is it Allen or Ellen?
Ellenwood.
It's E-L-L, right?
Yes, E-L-L-E-N, Wood, Georgia. It's One Pool Circle is the address.
Okay.
And he says it's worth $99. The estimate says $82, and he's selling it for $16. So you can see the inside of it. You can see it's kind of dumpy, and stuff, and needs some work. So I just didn't want to submit it if it's going to be a big waste of time. I don't want to waste your time.
Okay. So I see the property right now. Okay. So I see the pictures. He's on Zillow, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. According to Zillow estimate, it says 82,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, so we're going to analyze this property, for the purposes of you and other members. Okay. So, actually, I stopped the other recording. So when you ask this question, I click the recording again. Okay, because it's a good benefit to you, because you could also watch this again. You understand?
Okay.
So I have the property online. I'm looking at the pictures, right? Okay. My question is this: are you talking to the owner?
Yes, I'm talking to the owner.
Okay. And so there's a series that I'm going to be doing on mobile homes, okay? Because I've made a lot of money on mobile home. You understand? Okay. I mean, one of my mobile home investments, I bought it for $1,800. I sold it for 44, carried the paper for about 10 years, and in total I made about $100,000 from it, $1,800 investment. You understand? Okay.
Wow.
And since I bought the property and sold it, I did not even. The guy used to come to the office and make his payments, the owner. Okay. Eventually, I met with him once, and eventually he just deposited his money in the bank. Okay. And I actually have a video of him because he's paid off right now. So the day he paid off his property, I went to visit him, and he was so happy to see me. He said, Toyin, I'm so glad that you gave me the chance. You understand? Okay. He made me a lot of money, but he was thrilled that somebody gave him the chance to buy a property which otherwise he would not have bought because I carried the paper. I was the bank, right? So looking at this property, okay, how can we use this property as as an investment to where it pays off for us and it pays off for the member, right? Okay, so the guy wants $16,000 for this property, right? Okay.
Right.
Now, if we buy the property, in order for us to pay you money, right, we have to put into consideration that we're going to sell it at a certain time, right? Okay. So if this property is worth 82, did you ask this guy how much it will cost to fix it up?
I did ask him, but I didn't know that you were going to put me on recording for it, so I didn't look at. I can't remember what the repair cost is. I know it's not over like $5,000 or anything like that.
Well, I'm looking at this place right now. Okay, you have the pictures? Did you see the pictures online?
Yes.
Okay, and it looks like the place. I could just the age of this property. I could guess probably maybe like in 70s. Yeah, I was right. Built in 1972. Okay, did you see that?
Yes.
Okay. So built in 1972, just based on these pictures, this property needs about as much work as the price they put on it.
That's what I thought.
Okay, so the estimate that Zillow says is worth, that's how much it's going to cost you to even bring it to where it's going to be livable.
Right. So
okay.
It's not worth it, basically.
It's worth zero. I mean,
Okay.
And if you want me to confirm that for you, we'll call the owner right now and I'll tell him this property is worth nothing.
Okay.
Do you have their phone number?
Yeah, I'll have to send it to you, though. I don't have any information in front of me.
Yeah, I'll call him right now because you look at the pictures. Okay, this property, I can guarantee you,
That's what I thought.
The roof is leaking. Okay, it's done on permanent foundation. Some of the windows are boarded up. It does have no air conditioner. Look at the inside, right? It's a
but
dump.
You say that you buy abandoned, distressed properties, so that's the only reason why I asked you about this one, because
I know. But if this say for example, where this property will be good, and that's where members once they learn the teaching, okay, where the advantage of this property is, right? Once you know what to do and what to evaluate, right? Okay, and this is really part of the long-term, teaching. You will get this property. You will go to the owner, right? All right. He wants 16,000, right? And then you will ask the owner. Okay, now let me ask you this: how much do you think it will cost to fix all this? Okay, if he has maybe half a brain, okay, and he wants to kind of lie about it, he'll probably tell you maybe about 10 to 20 grand at the minimum. Okay, if he knows you don't know what you're doing, he will tell you, oh yeah, if you do the work yourself, it'll be about 2 grand. Sure, right. Look at the window. The window is plastic. They've got plastic on the window.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought that it was going to be a lot more to fix up, but I wanted to check with you on that one.
So if you are close to the property and you live in the area, right, and the property is like 5 miles away from you, right, even if you are not handy, there are ways of squeezing money out of a property like this, okay? And because if you look at it, it can rent for about $1,000, right? So you might be able to persuade the owner and say, okay, fine, depending on how motivated the owner is, well, I'll buy the property from you, okay? I might even pay you $16,000. I might. But here's how it's going to happen. Okay? You give me the property. I make payments to you of $50 a month until I'm paid in full, right? Okay. Then you turn around and you find somebody who wants to live in the property, and you sell it to them for 80,000, and you collect payments of 600. You pay the owners $550. You understand? That's one way to skin this cat. Okay, you know. Okay, but you have to learn the process to be able to do that one-on-one with the owner, right? If we were to buy this property, okay, it will make no sense to you and to us because there's no money to be squeezed out of it immediately. Okay,
Right.
we're not going to invest our time, in a property like this, so we can, pay you 5,000. I mean, this property we know it needs $80,000.
You wouldn't be able to pay the 5,000.
Exactly. So you could see, okay. So I'm going to be teaching people how to buy mobile homes. Okay, you could actually buy mobile homes this year. You could buy 5 mobile homes in the next 1 year once you know the process, and basically retire for life. Okay, because right now if you have $5,000 coming in for the next 10 years, do you have to work?
No.
Okay, so I'll show you the process where you get about 4 or 5 grand coming in from your mobile home investment. Okay, these are net money. In other words, you don't have to do any fix up. You don't have to worry about tenants. You don't have to fix no toilets. It's just money coming in because you applied knowledge in getting control of the property. You transfer this knowledge to somebody who needs accommodation, and they're gladly paying you every month. That's what my guy did. He could have bought the same mobile home for $1,800 and may have no payment. But I got there first. I bought it, did some little fix up, and I flipped it to him for a lot more money and built in a profit, and then I financed it, and then I made more money in the back end. That's how it's done. Okay, and so this is the program we're going to teach, eventually. All right. Now, I want to address your question, the fact that, you have a little baby, and I'm not saying you should, be out there in bad neighborhoods, okay? Just even in your good neighborhood where you live, okay? I live in a 600, 700,000 neighborhood. Houses around me are close to $1 million. You understand? Okay. Yesterday I pulled up 28 properties that need help. Now, because I've been stuck talking to you, my members, all day, my goal this morning was to go out and knock on the 28 properties around my neighborhood that these properties are going to sell within the next 2 weeks. Okay. They are around me within 1 mile of where I live. Right? Okay, so I figure, I'll talk to my members, and people have questions usually in the morning. And then when I take lunch, I'll go drive by and knock on the door and ask them, hey, I know you're going to be gone in 2 weeks. Whether you like it or not, they're going to foreclose. So do you want my help, or you still want to keep your head in the sand? Right?
Right.
So if you can go out, okay, because really, even if your baby is in the back seat and you're driving, you don't have to come out of your car. I stay in my car, okay, sometimes, and I take pictures. I only get down if I'm really curious about the property, and then I want to check to see if somebody still lives in there. That's when I get out. But I could tell if a property is abandoned without getting out of my car. You take pictures, you got the address, it's abandoned, it's in your neighborhood. You're able to go check on it every once in a while to see what's going on. When you submit such a property, we follow up, we try to find the owner. It's a lot easier for you because you could go back and see it and come and update your property and say, look, nothing is going on with the property. The owner hasn't come back, and we'll tell you if it's in foreclosure or if not in foreclosure. We could do skip trace for the owner, right? If we find the owner and they're willing to work with us, then there's money there. That's the criteria. There has to be money to be made. If there's no money to be made, well, let them worry about it. So you could just drive for a couple of miles, during your lunch hour, or when when I was young, when my baby wants to, when cries or wants to go to sleep, I put him in the back and drive around, and he goes to sleep, and then we go back home. My son used to like, going in the car. When my son was really young, and I wanted to go to the office, he will be crying. So, and he, because he wanted me to stay at home. So I put him in the back of my car, drive around the neighborhood. By the time I drive for about half an hour, he goes to sleep. I take him back home, and his mom will take care from there, right? So it's a good way for your daughter to take some siesta while you drive around for 15 minutes, take a few addresses, and go back home. You don't have to get out. You don't have to, yeah. So the website or internet, will give you deals, okay, and it's okay, but make sure the deals you're looking at is actually profitable, okay, and you're able to talk to the owner and tell them, look, sir, your property is a dump. Why should I pay 16,000 for it? How about you give it to me for free, and I'll help you out. I know you can say that, but I can say it, because I've said it to some people several times. They just laugh at me and say, really? No, I can't give it to you for free. Okay, fine. How about give it to me for $2,000? How's that? Okay. So what's your other question? I think you had two of them.
What was that?
What's the other question? What's the other property you want to submit?
The other question has to do with another property that I was going to submit, and this one I want to still submit it because I think it's a good property. It's in Oklahoma City.
What's the address?
And do you want to look it up?
Sure. What's the address?
It's 2309 North Young Boulevard.
2309.
North Youngs Boulevard.
North Young?
Youngs. It's Youngs.
Okay, Boulevard.
And that's Oklahoma City, Oklahoma.
Oklahoma City. Oklahoma. Okay, dokie. Okay, here it is. North Young Boulevard. This on Zillow for 79,000. At one point, it was for 65,000.
Yeah, and Zillow is saying it's worth, I believe, 96. Now it's 96. But I spoke with the agent, and they said it's more like 99. The county assessor market value is 118,000. So that's why I wanted to talk to you about the appraisal situation, because obviously, it's good to have an idea of whether it's going to make a profit for you or not, and to me this will. But what do you think about this property? Okay,
so now let's go. I'm on Zillow right now. Okay. And how much does the owner want, or the agent? You have an agent.
The owner wants they can't go under 62 because there's a $55,000 loan balance.
Okay, so the agent, there's an agent involved in this, right?
An agent is involved in this one, yes.
Okay, so if we sell it, the agent gets 6%, right?
I am assuming so, yeah.
Yes. So 62%, 62,000, 6%. So that's about $3,700. Well, actually, I could just let me draw here so they can see. So the price is 62, right? 62K.
62 is the lowest they'll take.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's say they take the lowest. Commission is about let's say $4,000. So now we're down to 48, right? Or is it 58? We're down to 58. Yes. Okay. So there's a loan balance of 52 on it, right? 55. Okay. So if the owner is lucky, they will make $3,000 if they're lucky. Well, they won't make $3,000
right.
because closing cost is going to kill that. So let's put that at closing cost.
Right.
Okay. So owner profit is 0, right?
Right.
So we'll put out here 0. Okay. Now, I'm on Zillow, right? And you looked in on Zillow also, right?
Yes.
And at the top, it says Zillow says this property is worth. Let me put it up. Stop this. Okay, so Zillow says somewhere in their fancy, I call it fancy, their fancy website, right?
Yeah.
They said Zillow estimate 96,000 with a question mark,
right?
Right? Okay.
But the county assessor appraised it at $118,000. So doesn't that matter for something if the county says it's worth that?
Where did he say that on the website?
You go to the county assessor property records and you can look it up. The agent.
Okay. I'll tell you a little bit about that in a minute. Okay. So the assess Zillow says a Zillow home valuation is Zillow's estimated market value. It is not an appraisal. Use it as a starting point to determine home's value, right? Okay. So this value could range from anywhere for 96,000, okay, and it could go as low as 50,000, as high as 105,000. You understand? Okay, It's all over the place. Now that's not really important to us, right? What is important is that if you go down, they said their forecast in 1 year the property will go to 99,000. Okay, so if you paid 96,000 or 65 for this property, right? Okay, in 1 year you could make 30,000 in 1 year, right? Now if you go further down, Zillow now shows you the neighborhood, right? Okay, in the neighborhood, okay, you see all the properties that recently sold, and you will notice that they all sold for 64, 80,000, 65, 66,000, 84,000, right? Okay, it's right there.
Right.
So what the county assessor says has no value, period. Because county assessors do not sell properties. They don't buy properties either. The people that buy properties are those who take money out of their pocket and pay it cash or get a loan. And that information is right here on Zillow. Okay, so you see that if you go further down on Zillow, it's right there. It says, are you online?
Yes, I'm looking at it right now.
Okay, so if you
explain it to me again.
Well, if you go down to the neighborhood where it says neighborhood,
right?
You see it says right here home values, right? Okay, so you see all the properties that sold 64, 80, 94, 65, 66, right?
Right.
Okay. Then also they have also listings, right? They have listings in there around the same area. If you click on listings, it shows you all the listings in the area. Okay. Well, we're in this business to make money now, not next year, not 6 months. When now, the day you buy property is the day you make your money. That's one concept.
So you're saying that it's not going to resell for more than like 65,000.
Exactly. If the agent is trying to sell it for 65, that's all it's worth, or less. Right? But there's a way to buy this property and make money. You know?
I see what you're saying.
Yes. You know? So if you had got there first, you know, you could have talked to the owner and say, okay, well, I'll buy the property from you, and this is how I will buy it. You know? Okay? And you could have said to the owner, okay, well, you owe 50,000 on the property. You owe 55,000, right? On the property, right? How about I take over your loan? And what's your payment? $600? Okay, fine. I'll take over your payment for $600. And if you want me to do this, how about you give me a check for $5,000 so I can do this for you? Do you this favor? Because right now I know, you know, you want to move. If you move, somebody's going to have to be responsible for the payment, right? So how about you give me a check for $5,000? I'll take over your payment. You don't have to pay any commission, and you move on. That's easy for you, but you might not be able to do that because you're in Texas. This property is in Oklahoma. I could probably do it based on my experience, right? And that's why you would want to stay close to home to where you are able to focus on deals that gives you flexibility. You understand?
Right.
Okay. I mean, I've gotten paid where the owner actually wrote a check to me at the end of the deal. So, okay, fine, take over my house. Here's a check for $5,000. Please, take my house. Here's a check. Okay. So this owner, the best way for you to do is to just take over the loan, because there's really no money. The agent is the only one who's going to make money. You know.
So the county assessor's market value, we shouldn't look at that then.
No, I didn't say that. You could look at it, okay? But the county assessors...
But if it doesn't mean anything, then, I mean, on this one, it would be totally incorrect, so... No.
The county assessor's value is the value that the assessor assigned to the property when the market was higher.
Oh, okay.
Okay. At some point, this property might have sold for, if you look at the history of the property, this property could have sold from anywhere from 100,000 to 200,000 in the last 7 years. So
I see. Okay, so
yes.
it's the highest value that the house has been worth, and not necessarily the value now.
Exactly. That's what the assessor's number means.
Okay, got it.
Traditionally, assessor's number is 20% below market. Traditionally. So if you find an assessor's number that is 20% above market, you know that number is not real. Because they're normally below market.
So should I just, if I'm looking online at a property, should I look at the neighborhood from now on more and go by that more then? If I'm trying to get an idea of what it's going to sell for, what the resale value is?
The first thing you want to determine is if the owner is going to give you discount. That's it. You first of all want to get to the owner. If there's an agent in the middle, this year, I'm telling you right now, there's no money in it. Anytime you encounter a property and there's an agent in the middle, you are not going to make money. Because the agent is going to make the money. That's what they're in business for. So why should they give you part of the money? They did the work. Yeah, I mean, you're asking the agent, well, yeah, you went and spent your money to look for this property. You did the flyers, you did the work around, you find the buyer, and now then share me your commission with me. That's really what we're telling them. And they don't do that. It took me 20 years to find out. So why these agents, why do they always have attitude when I ask for a discount? I finally figured it out. Yeah, they should. They spend their money. It wasn't until I started this website, okay? And so one day I went to my door and there was a hanger there from an agent. So I started to think, wait a minute. So in order for her to put this hanger there, she will have had to pay somebody, right? Print it, pay somebody to come and hang it in front of my house. Okay, she probably spent a couple of $1,000 to put door hangers in about 300-400 houses. So now I now call the agent and I say, oh, the house you want to sell down the road, how about helping me get a discount from the owner? Right? And they will look at you like, you got to be crazy. You want me to help you get a discount from the owner? I found the owner. I couldn't even get a discount. Why should I help you?
I totally get it. I just wanted to see for this one. What I'm really trying to figure out is, what it's worth, so I don't submit it and it's a big waste of your time. That's really what I'm trying to figure out.
Correct, yes. If you can't get to the owner, there's no money in it. I'm telling you right now. And that's the truth. Okay? If you cannot get to the owner, there's no discount. Okay? So if you really want to test what I just said, you call the agent and say, guess what? I have a buyer, okay, and my investor wants to buy this property, but we want to talk to the owner. Okay? And I'll talk to the owner and I'll tell the owner, this is how we're going to buy the property. Okay? And if you're still going to pay the agent, this is how you could pay the agent. But the agent will not be able to negotiate the deal for me. They're not in business to negotiate deals for investors.
Right.
Okay? But if the agent will allow us to talk to the owner, okay, we could talk to the owner and still figure out, and in the process, the agent is still going to get their commission. But they're always afraid that if you talk to the owner, you might screw up the deal. Okay?
Exactly.
Okay? But I mean, even when you assure them, no, I'm not trying to screw up your deal, you're going to get paid, they're still skeptic. And I don't blame them. It's their money on the line. Why should they let you screw it up? Because I know I'm a broker, I don't have the same experience because I don't list other people's properties. So nobody's coming to me and asking me for, can you tell when people tell me to, when we have properties for sale, I give discounts, okay? I give discounts just to move the property. I give bonus to agents just to move the property. Agents always like to sell my properties because they make 20-30% more money. But most sellers don't have that opportunity. They don't have that incentive, and they don't even know about it, because the agent never told them. You understand? Imagine, an agent goes to list a property and he's telling the seller, well, in order they barely just get the listing, and now you're trying to tell the seller, well, we're going to list this property, and when we list it, we're going to list it for 6%, but on top of that, I want to give the other agent a bonus of $3,000 to sell the property. The seller will look at you like, are you out of your mind? Why are you giving my money away? Okay, and that's why we want to put you in control. If you are in control of the deal, you do whatever you want. Okay, the way to get to control is to be in front of the owner, the seller, the motivated seller.
Right.
That's the best way I can put it. Does that make sense?
Yes, that makes a lot of sense.
Okay, and there's no two ways about it. You can, it's either black or white. That's it. There's no.
Yeah.
If you are either talking to the owner or talking to the agent, and the agent is not going to get you a discount because they can't. In order for the agent to get you a discount, they have to ask the owner. They cannot ask the owner because they already promised the owner a certain price. Okay, so they will look stupid to go to the owner and say, well, I found a buyer, but the buyer wants a discount. So the owner will look at them. What do you mean you want a discount? You told me I could get $200, and now you want me to give a $40,000 discount? Are you out of your mind? Right? But I can go to the owner and say, guess what? This property is only worth $150. You want to sell it for $200? Good luck. But if you want to really sell it, I'll buy it right now for $150. I'm doing the same thing, asking for $40,000 discount. And they can't question me because I never told them their property was worth more than $140. But the agent came in telling them it's worth $200. So it's difficult for them to now go back and lower the price. Does that make sense?
Yes, it makes a lot of sense.
That's why you can't get a discount from the agent.
Right. Okay. Well, I found some other ones that I'm gonna work on. So, but yeah, that makes sense. I know what to look for now.
Okay, cool. All right, like I said, let's make some money and I'll see you at the top, right?
Okay.
All right, Nicia, take care.
Okay, you too. Bye-bye.
Bye.